sevenfold.
I will turn my volume up. I will turn y'all's volume right about there. And... Wah. Oh, I see how it is.
Well, I thought you muted us, my guy.
I did mute y'all. Well, I had y'all mute yourselves. So there was no wah. So, greetings and salutations, travelers. Welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. And welcome back to our Fallout Fort Smith month shot with October, as that is Fallout month here on the Inn of Planar Crossroads. So, we have had our game going, and we will jump right back into it here shortly. First, this is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults, that sometimes use adult language. You have been warned.
Achilles, you got anything to say about that? He says, thanks, Dad.
Oh, that's what he says.
He says, thanks, Dad, because I'm shaking on my lap, and he's sitting on my lap, and he's pissed about it.
Oh, is that
thanks,
how...
Dad, I just want to keep you warm. Shit. There's the adult language for you.
Oh, is that how you've trained him for your cat game? You have him sit there
Yeah,
and
that's still... I haven't heard a lot about that. I'm still terrified.
Okay.
We'll figure it out, though.
All right. Well, as far as announcements or anything like that, we'll probably have an announcement coming out after this mini-series about channel stuff for the Planar Crossroads. But until then, nothing really to announce. Anything on your side, Tommy?
Actually, yes. I regret to tell everyone that I will be working at Chipotle for the rest of my life, because it turns out that the insurance Chipotle provides on 20 hours is enough to pay for 100% of a Dexcom and all of the monitoring things and batteries and things like that. For those of us who don't know what that is, I'm becoming a cyborg, and I will no longer have to stab myself to take my blood sugar. I will have it constantly monitored. So maybe I'll live as long as everyone here.
Be careful, they take your essence that way, and then you can't do magic as well.
Pip! I just found that out 3 hours ago, and I'm still kind of really excited about it. But I have nothing channel related.
Sick.
I have nothing channel related, but I'm turning cyborg. So.
I have nothing channel related, but I may live long enough to eventually get the 100,000 subs plaque. So that's dope.
Yeah, we'll have to do something special for that.
It's good to have dreams.
Yeah, and one of those dreams used to be that I would have a CGM and be able to know if I was for our diabetic viewers out there, anybody who knows how it is, normally you test it breakfast, lunch, dinner, bed, and if I'm too high or too low between here and here, I either have to guess how I feel or go stab myself again, which costs money. And then also am I here and doing this? Am I here and doing this? What is life? Now I have it, it'll go to my Fitbit. So I'm really excited, but we're an hour behind.
No, yeah, it was a lot nicer for my stepdad when he got on that instead of the constant measure and my
life's no longer trial and error. Yeah.
One of the major reasons my father is in the field that he is in is because the fact that he can get health care for all of my family, which when you have rare genetic disorders is pretty important.
That would be a pretty good way to get insurance. Ross, will you marry me? I can say that again. So I just throw that out awkwardly and everybody.
Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll talk about it. I have to introduce you to my parents first.
I'm okay with this. I'm real good with parents. Just ask my ex-wife.
You ask somebody to marry you, and then you're like, "Well, just ask my ex-wife." It's not necessarily the best way to go starting that conversation.
What other references do I have?
Fair.
Sarah, come tell Achilles. Yes, talk all about all of my experience. He probably knows a lot more. He just can't communicate it, but with the size of a peanut.
I'm not sure he wants to communicate those type of things with people. He's already trying to get those out of his mind. He sees them when he sleeps, in his nightmares.
Don't we all?
Traumatic memories, even for a cat.
Yep.
I have to look up physics programs in Kansas City. Damn it.
I mean, if y'all want to move closer, y'all are some of my best friends. I would not say no. Hey, Kane, you want to leave the land of better healthcare and come?
No.
Sure, I was going to say, that's kind of a tentative subject.
Yeah.
All right.
Come here, buy winter tires.
All right.
I need to buy new tires.
We've
again.
got to get on course, people. So let's
No, we
get
don't.
on course. All right. So, when last we left our wasteland wanderers, they had rather artistically, perhaps, disposed of a very large old mute hound that had found its way onto their path and had intended to make them dinner, though it was somewhat confused at their initial lack of ability to do anything to it. It soon found out that they weren't playing around, and after being launched into the sky, it found that out securely as it splatted back down to the ground. Now, that's where we left off. Where we find them now is not there. Not long after they had finished that particular little adventure, they made their way finally to the intersection of 22 and 540. Now, 22, or Rogers Avenue, they came to that overpass and they had been debating which way to get through to Bar and the lock and dam, because that's all in kind of the same highly irradiated area. Unfortunately, a storm started to blow in. Not just any storm, mind you, but as they looked across the horizons and the city skyline of Fort Smith, they saw coming over from the west large, billowing, green, dark clouds, and a radstorm had blown up. Now, for the robot, Cap, and for Adalaide, this wouldn't have been too much of a problem, though the flying debris does cause quite a bit of an issue. Everyone else might not have wanted to stay in that, so they decided to hunker down and found, not far, based upon the local knowledge of everyone that is from here, a old books a trillion, we'll say, that was still standing for the most part and offered enough protection for them to hunker down in. And the storm continued long enough that they had decided to, as a group, hunker down here. So that's where we're coming in. You had started and spent a good portion of the day carefully making your way across the city to avoid a lot of other encounters, and you had to stop at about, we'll say, early afternoon. You could have made it to the bar and to Lock and Dam 13, to the Damned 13, but this radstorm caused a problem because Radex only works so much. So that's where we're going to pick up. Thankfully, along the way, one of the things that had crashed here, this is pertinent to Levi and Adalaide, to Sprague and Adalaide, was several cars and even a downed, totally destroyed, for all intents and purposes, vertibird had crashed into one corner of this book's trillion, and it wasn't far from a Best Guy, which has a little, we'll say, is a subsidiary underbranch of electronics for Robco and Vault-Tec together. So, between those two things, you think you've scraped together enough copper to have made that little head weave for Adalaide. Yeah. So, go ahead and roll me a crafting check for that, Sprague, just so we can make sure that it doesn't have any?
Okay, so
loose
my
read?
internet's being a little sad. What kind of roll check did you ask for?
The one you have related to your crafting of your other implements.
Okay, let's say... that seems learning. It seems good.
Okie dokie.
Okay, there's... How's a 17 looking?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Since we're sitting down, Adalaide, if you want to, you can also assist him in this to give him advantage.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do I need to roll to assist, or is that a thing that just happens? I don't recall.
You can give him advantage.
Do you know things? Do you have some learning?
Yeah, my learning is 5.
You might have. Well, I guess I have the feat for craft mending, but... Alright. Okay. 19.
Alright. That's better. So, you guys kind of work together. You don't let Spragg go off and do this by himself. This also means that, Cap is kind of watching you and watching the ranger, who's currently talking with the merc about something, we'll say. Maybe trying to find some rad roach to grill or something. So,
if I was to look it over, could I use my logic to kind of get an idea?
well, that depends. Does Adalaide want you to want to bring more people in on the plan to the robot? No.
So, what exactly are you asking, Jason? Sorry.
If I was to look over, would you be happy if I looked at it and gave my opinion on what I thought of its construction?
I don't think I can stop you.
Well, but it also would mean you wouldn't mind, so I'd walk over and really take a look at it, as opposed to, hey, don't worry about it, not your concern.
Oh no, by all means, I don't want to fry my brain.
All right.
Just don't just keep your voice low.
How about a 29?
Okay.
Let me roll my perception. I feel like I need to roll this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Cap.
Okay, so here's the d20 first. And here's the d10. Y'all are safe, I got a 15 total.
Woo!
Okay. So...
Are you all okay over there?
Yeah, we're just bundling up a basket for a fragmentation shell.
Wise idea. Let me know if I can assist.
Sure thing. I'll keep you in the loop, Kenner.
Thank you.
Yes, because Blondie was in your head saying that needs checked, and you did, so good.
Yep.
So
Good.
we got any rubber we could line the rim of this thing with? I know there's a couple tires, but I'm not sure if that'll tie. Were the wrecked cars? Did they have like even shreds of rubber left on where their tires were?
Yeah. It is weird that after 200 years, the vehicles in Fallout still have tires. But yes, they apparently did. So
They got them fancy future, not future tires.
retro future tires.
All right, yeah. So maybe we can. We should sort of try and mold some of this rubber around the the side to just sort of ground out my skull.
Well, that being said, I think I'll go see what I can rustle up for food for folks. And that's
a good idea. We shouldn't stay huddled too long unless the can opener gets suspicious.
not my problem either way. And I'll pull out the silenced pistol and go see if I can find something appropriate for supper.
Okay. All right. And you going alone or are you going with somebody?
I'll fall in behind him.
Buddy system.
Buddy system.
Okie dokie. So, you guys go off, and this would be a lovely time since Tommy's character is so heavily based around luck. Let's see how your presence is.
Let's do that. Alrighty. Presence. Such as it is, here we go. I'm still using Roll20. I forgot to get my dice from Chia's house. And in this moment, we ask the RNG to be kind, and we ask the RNG to be merciful, and I look away and I look back, and it's a 2 and a 6.
You were led astray.
You have been
Is
led
that
astray.
a flashing red and green pancake? I will put it in my mouth now.
Oh, yeah. We'll come back to that. So
I'm sure we will.
you guys go off and you're doing your thing. Cap, who do you stay to monitor? Because your two targets are both are split up.
Well, I've established that one of them seems to be making some sort of explosive device for us to use, and the other ones are going. Is there still a rat swarm and all that sort of stuff
It's
around in the area, or is it kind of?
there is a rad storm still going. If they stay in the local area, which is kind of their design at the moment, then they can avoid the rad. If they stay in the building, then they can avoid the rad storm. So hunting down some rad roaches or something. But it's a large building, so they're wandering off.
I will turn over to Kane's character. Yes, I know. Oh, let me see if I actually. How safe do you feel at this moment in time with your current interactions?
I ain't the one that risks getting fried by the radiation, so I'd say I feel pretty safe.
That is my thought. I am going to go and assist our more natural companions with their hunting.
Yeah, you do that. Make sure they don't microwave themselves.
It would be very impractical for them to microwave themselves. They would have to start with appendages at a time, not to mention the fact that microwaves are not traditionally made human size. Ha ha. I am going now.
Sprag wondering if because the phrase was traditionally, and now I'm really curious. Like Sprag's like, are there human-sized microwaves?
Well, I mean, if you had a large enough transformer, I don't see why not.
Plan for the future.
So
Also,
yes.
I would like to, in addition to us making our Faraday cage, any leftover wire, I would like to legitimately make into an explosive.
Okay. Fair enough.
By all means, it's all yours.
And for rubber, I was just gonna use a flare and crappily melt a slash tire halo.
Well, we are assuming that people have already started a fire because they're going off to get the rad roach to bake.
Right.
Whatever.
I suppose, especially while he's not there, we could hold it over the fire and do so.
I mean, this is the apocalypse. Burning plastic smell isn't that weird.
Yeah, no, the flare is just because it's nice and directed.
I don't have a sense of smell either. I'm a robot.
I don't have a sense of smell either. I don't have a nose.
Oh, I fell
Well, I
off.
mean, you could have some sense of smell, but you definitely would have lost a lot of it.
I, on the other hand, have a very good nose.
All right.
You're sniffing out them rad roaches.
So
I smell mole rats in the dirt.
I smell the mole rats in the dirt. Okie dokie. So you guys are doing your thing. You're off and getting that cage kind of set around, and we pan away in this dark warehouse-sized old bookstore, and you guys are poking around and looking around, and you just generally checking the area, investigating things, or are we going to go into the back room where it would be and stuff like that, or how we just staying up front, or what are we doing?
Oh, I'm sure I'm right where I need it to be for something horrible to happen with an 8.
Should the rest of us roll our presence?
No, this is a Tommy thing because he wants to be luck based. So
Apparently putting
Uh-oh.
a 3 into presence was not anywhere near enough.
well,
No.
you wanted to do the luck.
I know I did! I just have never played Open Legend before, and I thought a 3 in something was good. Apparently not.
It's not bad.
Well,
Not great
since
either.
I'm hunting, I'll use perception to try to track something down.
Okay.
And I have 5, so plus 2d6. Okay. Okay. 13, and observant gives me, I forget what boost as a perk.
Observant allows you to, once per session, have the GM let you notice something important. So no direct boost.
Okay, then a standard roll for me of 13.
Okay. Above the surface stuff, like you definitely know that there's some traffic in here. There's some kind of vermin. Looks like mole rats, probably. There's a different kind of variant around here that likes to stay in the ruins and gather stuff up, called a pack mole rat, rather than just a regular mole rat. So they kind of make their own pack of stuff to burrow around in and stuff like that. A big old nest of stuff. And there's a lot in this area, though they don't look very big. And, you're watching, you're looking, and you start to see there's a lot of these little rat things. There must be a lot of babies. They must have just had a litter. But there sure is a lot. And you hear Cap wheel up behind you, and he's come to assist, and you're about to turn and say something when you notice that at the door that Ash is at, to the back room and is currently opening, there's a whole herd of these tiny tracks that lead back through that door. And the door was already cracked, and he's just opening it up the rest of the way to check it out. And you're like, it starts to come into your head, there's a whole lot of them, and you try to stop him, and the door comes the rest of the way open. And as the light that you guys are using to, you gotta have some light back here, shines in there, you hear massive cacophony of squeaks and hisses through bucked teeth, and pouring out from it is this swarm of mole rats. Little ones, little pack mole rats that are probably the size... They're little compared to mole rats, mind you. They're probably the size of like 6 inches each. Size of a rat nowadays. But they're mole rats and they just roil over each other and roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Yes. Nothing
Quickly.
bad will happen playing a luck-based character.
Ah!
Of course not.
Of course not. No.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
only one for me.
Just keep rolling luck around. You'll get out of it. It'll be fun.
Yes! Totally fine.
You'll eventually
don't
get
even
out
worry.
of it.
Only go uphill from here.
okay.
I didn't know Vegas was in town.
35.
35.
This character's name is Gambler's Feller.
Hey,
32.
advantage 5 is a beautiful thing for me.
Yeah, it is. I'm real good at shooty. I'm less good at generally getting lucky. The Fortunamancer will wait for another game.
Okie dokie. So we've got that. We got a 35 for Dan, Lieutenant. Who's else?
33.
33 for Ash. And Cap,
21.
21. And Levi, correct me if I'm wrong, but last time we didn't do minimum damage on attacks. Did minimum damage is 3? Is that correct?
Minimum damage is normally 3. I thought we did that, but I don't remember how often it came up.
Okay, we're gonna try and do that moving forward, so that the combats don't last forever. We want to continue the game. So, and that's only part of it. So we're going to go with that minimum damage thing. So those near hits, those hits that you guys were doing that weren't doing damage would have done damage. So now they will. But for now, we are going to jump into this. So it looks like it's going to be Lieutenant Dan, Ash, Cap, and then the Mole Rat Swarm. So, Lieutenant Dan, what's gonna happen?
Okay. First question is, how far away are they? And is there anything I can climb up on real quick? Other than Cap.
There's still a standing bookshelf that you could get on top of, and there's a bench, but it's tumped over, so a reading bench, so you could flip it back over to stand on top of. But and they're not
Okay.
they're probably around 45 feet from you at the moment.
Okay, I will call in my observant perk. Does the bookcase, should it take my weight?
The bookcase looks like it will support you.
Then climb and up I go.
Okay, so that's some movement. We'll say that takes your minor action 2 to climb. Now
Okay.
what?
I'll take a couple pot shots at him.
Okay, so this swarm is roiling on top of, currently on top of Ash, because he couldn't move before they got on top of it. You know, he was unlucky. Maybe his shoe was untied or something.
Just falls over my own feet. Whoop!
Well, luckily there was a pack of rats to, slow your fall.
Yeah, I could have broken my neck. Jeez.
Yeah,
They're so friendly. Ow!
Yes, just like your cat.
Yeah, too real.
Can I shoot at some of them without hitting my ever so lucky friend?
Oh yeah, you could definitely hit some.
Okay. So that would be the 20 plus... Where do I have that? Remind me again what I rolled.
What are you're wanting to attack them?
Yes.
You would roll whichever skill you're wanting to attack them with. Like, are you shooting at them? That would be kind of an agility thing.
Okay. Plus a D10. And the D10 explodes.
Ooh.
21.
Ooh. Okie dokie. So, 21 versus their guard does do it. And you, we'll say because you get an explosion, 21, that when you're shooting at them, you didn't realize it was there, but there was apparently a still compressed, pressurized fire extinguisher on the other side of the mass of mole rat pack that was swelling out of that door. And so when you shoot, it goes poof, and does a little explosion, and you get poof, some more damage on them. So that's where that explosion comes from. And that
I'll take it.
Okay. All right. And that is...
I quickly say to Cap, you might want to run over some of them things.
Fair enough.
Understood.
All right. That's Lieutenant Dan's turn. Ash, you're getting swarmed, and because they're on you already, we're going to take some damage on your turn. We're going to start with 1 point, just because it wasn't... You didn't crit fail. So just take 1 point of damage. But you wouldn't want to stay there.
Here's a quick perception check. I'd like to find something... I guess first question, am I capable of moving right now?
You don't... I mean, they're all climbing on you and stuff like that. These little hairless mole rat things. But...
Ew.
Yeah. It's like... Their skin is touching your skin and they're biting you, and it's like, ugh. And their skin's like this rough, scaly skin, but it's not scaly like scales. It's scaly like, ooh, they've got regular skin and it's scaly. You can move. They don't seem to be impeding you or anything like that. But they, mechanic-wise, they seem to be able to occupy the same square as you.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna try like an agility roll to get where Jason is and try to like shake some of these guys off as I go, roll around, stop, drop, and roll and jump and bash into as many things as I can. And it's an 18.
To get that extra movement in. All right. You start to move that way and try to get out of that way. And yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay. And how much of my turn does that consume? Says the guy who's still learning the system.
The movement, that's your movement, and you rolled to be able to do it without any problem, so you've consumed your... I believe that would be your minor and your movement, wouldn't it, Levi, or would it just be movement?
So, for one thing, it's not that you have a minor action. It's that, like, certain things are... Like, minor actions are, like, free actions you can't repeat in a turn.
Okay, I got you.
For, drawing a weapon is a minor action. So you can draw one without it affecting anything of the rest of your turn, but you can only do it once.
Okay.
That should probably just take a move.
Sounds
Although,
good.
if, like, they would normally get an attack of opportunity, you can let him use an agility roll to avoid that, but normally it would just... There's a feat to be able to avoid attacks of opportunity. It's up
Okay.
to you if you want to let that work that way, though.
That sounds fair, because I think you guys would want attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
So they will attempt that. Oh, I didn't give them their advantage on their initiative. Hold on. An 18 versus your, we'll say guard.
18 is my guard.
It meets it. Oh, okay. So they meet it. That's 3 minimum damage.
Okay, got it. So I have taken 3 so far. Okay, so then for my next question, is there something near the swarm, say like a fire extinguisher or sprinkler system, or something that I could shoot that would possibly explode in a not take the building down kind of way, but in a, like, disrupt them, mess with their senses, cause them to run off kind of way?
Well, you guys, we'll say you guys had lights with you. Were your lights from the fire, or were your lights from the, like, a electric torch? A flashlight. I had figured you guys had fire with you.
That probably makes sense. Every Fallout character I've ever played has had a Pip-Boy with a flashlight option. So I guess I was operating and I had that. But that's probably an item that's powerful enough that I would have had to, like, put it in as well.
Yeah. So, okay, we'll say that you can throw that. You can throw that torch at them that you've got, and the ground itself is cement. Even though it's a bookstore, there's lots of flammable stuff. You think you can throw it over there and it not do any real?
I'm gonna die miserably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, we still got lots of luck rolls left.
Oh, we do. I have a 19 all told.
Okay. That meets their guard, so you are able to distract them. Do you want to distract them? You know, kind of keep them from moving that particular way and impede them some, or do you want to do your minimum damage? Because all you did was meet.
I'm just trying to impede him. I'm trying to... I guess the goal would be to get him to run off or disperse.
Okay.
But if that doesn't do it, maybe, like, sicken them from smoke inhalation or frighten them a little from, fire.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a presence to kind of
good.
spook them with it, then, and that will count towards getting the bane.
Sure. Alrighty. 1d20 plus 1d8 could be a whole lot. Boom. There's 12.
Okay. You think that they won't go that way that you've thrown it. You've thrown it in a proper spot to block them coming directly after you, but it's a big place, so you may have impeded them some, but it's definitely not bane worthy.
Good enough for me.
All right. Now we are to Cap.
Robot.
Sorry.
It's your turn.
Alright then. So there's mostly a swarm of these things in front of me, right?
Right.
All that sort of stuff. Is there any, like... So there's the bookshelf that there's the bookshelf that Jason's character is on, the ranger is on. Is there, like, another bookshelf close to them that I could maybe just, like, grab and throw down onto the horde?
There's one that's fallen down.
Is there another one like nearby that I could knock over onto them?
Well, I mean, you're a big old robot. What's your might score?
6.
Yeah, you think you can hoss this thing? Think you can hoss this fallen one onto them?
All right, I'll try to do that then. Let me see what I roll. Yep. That's a 24 to do it.
Oh yeah. This rated.
I pick it up.
Yeah.
No running in the libraries or bookstore. Yeah.
Okie dokie. And so you lift it up, slam it down on him, and make that roll. Oh, you did 24.
Okay.
That's right. You said 24 was the roll. All right. So that's that now. That seems to be effective. And you hear this. All three of you hear it. This sound, this squishing and crushing a bone, and like when a meat cleaver comes down on a chopping block that's loaded with meat. This smash happens.
I hope you all are in the mood for sausage.
All right. And so that does the damage. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Like, if it wasn't already clear, kind of, whereas Ash backed up, that is your character's name, right? I think I'd write this down.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
I'm going to, I guess as part of doing that, I just want to try and make it like myself the bigger target.
Okie dokie.
So I'm not certain that I need to roll or anything, or if I could just like step forward and, hitting them with a literal bookshelf will do it to make them notice me more.
Well, you can wheel yourself, you can move right in front, right in between where Ash and Lieutenant Dan are, and leave it there. Or you can roll a presence to try and, get their attention.
I'll physically get in the way.
Okay. Fair enough. So, that's what you do. And I believe we are down to the rats now. So, the
Yes,
mole
we are.
rats, let me see. There's a lot of them. And they seem to move pretty quickly. They also seem to occupy, mechanically, they seem to occupy more than the squares that you originally might have thought they did. There's this very big swarm continues to pour out. Like, it seems like almost the whole back area right there seems to be just swarming with them, and they're coming out. And so they move, and as they do, they come over not only Cap, but the others as well. They come over Lieutenant Dan and Ash because they occupy a larger space than you guys might have observed. And that means that they end in your square. Now, the presence that Tommy rolled earlier, before I let them move, I need to make sure that they can do that because they need to roll a resist, because that would have been against their resolve, which would have succeeded. So I'm going to make them resist to see if they can resist that stun. They do. So they resist that. They do get to move. And they're going to use... we're going to say the people in the squares take 1 damage. So they start to nibble at Cap's... they get to Cap first, so we'll focus on him. They'll focus on... No, they won't focus on him because he's not alive. He's not food. So they start to nip at Cap's wires and try and get at him, so he takes 1 damage. There's already blood in the water from Ash, so they'll focus him. So Lieutenant Dan takes 1 damage. And Ash, their focus on you will be to eat you, or try to. You know, they want to try to. Because you look tasty.
I am curious if they... I don't think they even actually got at my wires, considering the fact I went from 39 to 38 health.
They're trying. They're trying.
They scratched my paint job, damn it.
Oh, that's right, Cap. You see that they have successfully scratched your paint job.
No! They have sullied Robocore. Robocore raid. Perfect. They have sullied RoboCorp's high quality engineering and ingenuity and high value product. They shall be terminated.
Robco's high value products.
That was another fun word.
Terminated. Alright, so that is a 22 versus your guard, Tommy.
Yeah, you got it.
Alright, so that is 22 versus your guard, so whatever the difference is between your guard, that would...
So I would take 4 then. If I understand. If I have 18 guard, I would take 4.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Something happens if you take a certain amount, so...
Like in 2nd edition, 5 over or 10 over is like a crit kind of thing.
Well, it's one of their favorite actions. So.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Yeah.
So, they're nibbling on you. And let me see, that's that. Alright.
So that.
Now.
Because if they got 10 over, they'd also get a free bait.
That is true. Alright. So now we're at the bottom of the round. I want Adalaide and Spragg to roll. Well, I want Kane and Levi to roll for Adalaide and Spragg on their perception.
There you go, there's the mute. Perception, there it is. And I have advantage on this from being well-rounded. I have a total of 15.
15. All right.
3.
3.
Woo!
Well,
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
You're really focused on burning them tires.
I just love the way burning rubber smells. Cancer.
Well, of course, because, it's, alternately, could also be another bomb. Somehow.
True.
You'll find a way.
Life finds a way.
explosions, they just make a way. So, you both hear it easily. The perception wasn't necessarily about hearing it, but Spragg's like, where'd that come from? And you're like, it's at the back of the, Adelaide's, it's at the back of the store in the right-hand corner. Come on. Type thing. Unless Adalaide doesn't want to be like, let's go check on those guys. Kane?
I see Adalaide. I see him thinking too long.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Adalaide heard which way the noise came from. Spragg didn't. So, do you want to go back there, or what do you want to do?
What the hell are they doing back there?
You heard a big with the fire
Like
extinguisher.
gunfire?
Well, it's a fire extinguisher popped. So
So an explosion.
yeah, little bitty
You
one.
would also still, if you
assuming he's not like 100 meters or so away from us, he'd probably still also hear the hammer and the strike of the bullet and whatnot. The suppressor gets rid of the muzzle flash, but there's still two components to a gun making noise.
That's true.
There's three components: the bullet breaking the sound barrier, the hammer striking the pen, and the actual kind of like explosion to a degree.
Well,
The suppressor helps with the explosion. There's still the actual action in the gun and the breaking of the sound barrier.
well, it's a
Sorry, nerd things.
hand. Oh, it's probably a subsonic bullet.
Yeah, 45 ACP tends to be subsonic. Just
This is not telling whether Adelaide's going to the back of the store or not.
Yes,
You
I don't know,
guys.
but maybe they blew up the robot for me.
That bullet didn't break the sound
wow,
barrier. I don't give a damn.
You coming or you
Yeah. I was enjoying working on my bombs, but I'll get back to it.
Well, I mean, you guys are pretty much done, so.
Sprack's never done. There's always more to do.
I got a plan here to speed up our timeline.
Oh.
I want to flip the script.
Dun-dun-dun. All right. Let's do it then. You guys.
I'm bringing the game with me.
Okay. So, you guys run forward, and that means that when we come back down, you guys will be able to act. So I'm going to put you guys at the bottom of the turn order. Who has the highest initiative between you two?
I got myself a D6.
I have a D10.
All right. So it will go Adalaide, and then Sprag. Okay. Top of the round. Lieutenant Dan, what do you want to do?
I would really like to not be eaten upon,
That's
so
the-
I will try to brush them off and continue shooting because I don't know if unless there is a escape path from here that they, is there a way to like jump into the ceiling rafters or something like that?
This is a warehouse building, so it's really high ceilings.
I was afraid of that, so
To be fair to you,
Brush
though,
them.
you're on top of a bookshelf, so they're only like nibbling at your lower calves.
okay. I can't tell you how much I wish I had a gallon of gasoline and some road flares, but
Sprack's coming.
yes, that's not necessarily the most comforting of thoughts. Remember the gnome.
Oh, I do. And I'm gonna keep on trying.
Just blaze away with the pistol,
Okay.
and yeah, that's about the fastest I can do.
All right.
So that's D20 plus D10, I believe. No, it's based off of agility, so yes. And that would be a 10.
A 10 total?
Total.
Oh. Okay.
I'm back to rolling like normal.
We just got to get you a lot more advantages in there, see? Because then you can roll more dice and maybe one of them won't suck. So.
It would be nice.
So you start to ratchet off some shots with your pistol, and the things just seem to be moving and swarming around. You like hit one, but it doesn't seem to make a dent in this mass of legs and flesh and bitey gnawings that is assaulting you and your fellows. Would you like to move?
Yes. Is there a way to move? Have they surrounded the bookcase?
The bookcase seems surrounded, though they're not on one end of it right now. So you can...
My goal will be to jump off that end and get as far as I can.
Okay. Do you want to go to the side of the building or back towards the front?
Let's go back towards the front.
Okay. That is doable. So you'll hop down and start to beeline it that way.
Okay.
All right. Your friends also would see this without any problem, so they can catch the same drift or do as you wish. All right. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. Now we are at Ash.
Yeah, Ash is gonna head for the door too, I think. This is getting spooky.
It is something
Fire a
out
couple.
of a horror movie. So
Yes, it is. I'll fire a pot shot real quick. Because all the advantage is on my shooty. So 2d8 from agility, and then, oh god, 3, 4, I think it's 5 after all my advantage. I think. New system, who is martial focus? How's that work? I do forget. So if I'm speaking out loud so someone can catch me here.
Yeah.
Agility is
So
2d8.
I don't know all the
Attack-
things. You were saying martial focus with your gun. That means you treat the stat as 1 higher for the dice you're rolling baseline.
Yes,
and
it's D10, that's right.
Right. And then you have an advantage 1 on the gun, and how many ranks of attack? Focus, specialization?
2.
So that's a total of advantage 3
Okay, got it. Advantage 3.
on D10s.
Gotcha. And can we do anything good? I rolled 2 1s. Ah! 15 on the D20,
right?
and then it's 1, 1, 2.
You should be rolling 5 D10, right?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Because
Wow.
advantage adds.
Okay. That's
So 5
much
D10
better.
keep highest 2.
That's so much better. Oh my god, it's a 30 then.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That makes a
That
difference,
also
yo.
makes me think mine may be a little different.
Oh,
Hi, Adam's cat.
yeah. It's my displacer beast. Well, it's a displacer beast that lives in the house. But, alright. Maybe it'll scare away those rats for y'all. So 30
Yeah.
versus its guard. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright, you definitely do a significant chunk of damage with your pistol, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, so you go full on, it's not VATS mode, but you go with your pistol. And you're able to rattle off several of those I guess you would say bastards? I guess technically they could be. I don't know. But you get several of them, and you are able to also move if you wish.
Yeah, just like running backwards and firing as I go.
All right. Look at that damage in a second. All right. So you're running backwards, shooting that up, and it should be Cap. You see them retreating up towards the front.
I shall continue to. Yeah, I'm going to continue to engage these things so as to buy them time to escape. There are a few of them on me, right?
Yeah. there are some on you. They don't seem as interested in you. You know, you're just not as tasty. There's plenty around you though.
Like, I really just wish I could get like a big group of them and just like
Well, you have a literal chainsaw hand, so
well, it's a chainsaw hand attachment. It's an add-on. Thank you very much. They had to it was a home modification, not exactly RoboCorp sanctioned, but it's part of the cap line. Sorry, because I could. Yeah, I mean, I have the chainsaw, I have the bookshelves. What I really want to do, though, is just, like, trample a bunch of these things and just, like, run through a wall or some crud.
Oh, so in your attempt to follow everybody else, you basically Looney Tune through several of the still standing bookcases and squish rats along the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is also doable.
Just like knock bookshelves behind me.
Alright.
Would that be a might roll, I take it?
I'm pretty sure that'd be a might roll.
So, I got a 1 in 4 on the 8s, but I got a 20 on the d20, so that explodes, right?
Yes, it does.
Oh, goody. Ah! Okay, let me roll this one. 33, 34, 38 in total.
38. Alright.
Awesome.
Okay. Works for me. You intend to go forward, but they're messing with they get in front of your display, so your wheel spins a bit on one of them as it squishes it, and you go boom, and you think you went through a bookshelf. You actually went through the back wall, and then you realize this quickly and turn around and come boom, back through the wall.
I actually have legs. I'm not like on wheels. I'm actually just like have 2 legs.
Oh, that is definitely a modification of Secure.
Yeah, that's a Protectron. Yeah. No, the standard Protectron.
Oh, this is a Protectron. Okay, I kept.
That's a heavily modified.
I kept thinking you were a Securabot.
Bot?
Yeah.
Oh, Securabot. No.
Okay, so you're a Protectron. You barrel through, turn back around, barrel back through, and in this horrifying, surging at mass of rats keeps coming after you guys as you're running towards the front. All of a sudden, there's like this coming behind you, going squish, 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 squish with each step.
Wait for me. I am to oversee you and to ensure your safety.
So that's what you hear behind you, and you guys see this coming behind you, and it's like there's this anime-esque cloud of just gore flying behind him as he's, and by the time he catches up to you guys have slowed down a bit, and you're like, ugh. And he just stops and looks at you. You guys look behind him. There's like no rats left. The rats are leaving. What rats there are leaving. And you look behind him and you look down at him. It's just all of his legs are just nasty. And
So shall we make that tactical retreat? Why are you staring at me?
I think I just lost my appetite.
Ash nods. Ash does the white guy meme. You know the one, the GIF with the... I can't do it. But that one.
Blinking man.
Blinking man. Yes, there it is.
so that's what happens with you guys. And then Adalaide, you're coming, and Sprag, you're coming, and you see that they've stopped, and there's like blood all over half the store. alley, half the store main thoroughfare, and you're like,
I may have accidentally created an exit in the back wall.
What the hell happened? Does anyone want to tell me what?
We were hunting for food, as you know, and the lieutenant here and Ash started to observe different parts of the store. I stayed a bit closer to the lieutenant as I was browsing the catalog of books, attempting to find a thesaurus or a joke book.
Translation into English. Brilliant over there opened a door and let loose a tsunami of rats.
I mean, I did find dinner. There's just a lot of it.
So
As I
apparently you
stated-
found a nuclear storm in a God, that's disgusting. I
Mole
don't.
rat jam. I'll go up to the protector on like 2 fingers up the side of his leg to get some of the jelly.
That's
All the rage.
Man, I got a pretty high constitution. You don't stop fucking with that meat goo, I'm gonna throw up on you.
and his throw up's radiated.
I unfortunately lack the crackers to properly make a spread, but perhaps we can make a sausage.
I'll draw. I guess I can't draw a gold star on the robot. I'll draw a star anyway with the blood.
I draw a star on the robot with the blood summons demon.
Asmodeus appears, and it's now a much different game entirely. Oops. Too much Latin.
We only thought it was a red storm.
I am saddened, however. I believe that is the term. My paint job, and I point with one of my arms, so my left leg kind of look down. Oh, hold on. Clear off the gunk that's on there. And you see a tiny little scratch on the paint job. They scratched my paint job. I am sad.
Well, today's been about weird enough for me. Would you? Anybody else here agree? Maybe we should take this little adventure back to its factory settings.
I do not get the joke.
Ash nods.
Oh, you'll get it in a minute. I put the cage on,
Okay.
and I pull the EMP out, and I'm just gonna set it off right between me and the robot.
Okay.
Christ. Okay. Should I roll something? I feel like I should roll something.
Well, he's got
gonna
to.
roll against your toughness.
Yeah, he's gonna roll against your your toughness for that one, like Levi said.
Ooh,
Oh, what's your toughness, man?
22.
Oh, it's doable, but
It's second only to my guard.
This may
Second only
end.
to my guard at 23.
This may end things quickly.
I'd say you have advantage because I probably would be surprised by this.
okay. Is anybody gonna jump to my aid here? Are they gonna roll with me?
Well, Sprague probably knows what you're up to.
You know what?
Is
You know
Sprague,
what?
Sprague, you ride or die? You ride or die, Sprague?
I just want to see the bomb go off, so effectively, yes.
All right, I'll tell you. That's more advantage.
Can I do something soon?
Maybe. What do you want to do?
I have the lucky perk.
Okay.
I kind of want the EMP grenade to not go off, or something like that.
Well,
It just
let me clarify.
I'm curious.
Does Cap want it to not go off, or does he want it not to fry him?
He wants it not to kill him.
Okay.
Okay, so to clarify, my plan is after this goes off is to reset you.
Well, he probably does not know that, and probably his prime directives would be, "Oh no, they are attacking me. I need
Yeah.
to take them." But then again, you got the drop on me, so go ahead.
He just literally dropped the bomb right in front of him.
I just mean Kane to Ross. Like, I'm not trying to kill your character.
No, you're
I
fine.
plan to just lock Blondie out when I reset.
No, you're perfectly fine. I think this is great. This is hilarious. I'm over here grinning like a schoolgirl or school kid.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, double explosion.
Double explosion.
Oh,
Woo! All right.
Woohoo!
Let's get the full number.
Okay. 16, 28, 33.
Yeah, you pass.
33.
33 total.
That's 10 over. That's 11 over.
How
Yes.
much higher is that than your toughness?
10? You said 22, right?
Mm-mm.
My toughness is
no,
22,
hey.
so that's 11.
Adalaide.
Your toughness,
Adelaide.
your character's tougher.
Oh, over the my Mini, it's almost double. It is double. It is double my toughness.
Oh.
Thus the Faraday cage.
Right. So I'm taking the Faraday cage into account, and you rolled well, not bad. So here's what we're going to do. You guys see him just kind of take it back to factory settings, slip it on. Ching, poof. You see the Protectron start to go, especially as the Protectron has Blondie yelling in its servos, in its circuits. Stop that! And then boom, this thing drops to the ground. And nothing explodes, but there's this buzz, this sensation that passes over everybody, and the robot Cap just stops and falls to the ground. And Adalaide, you start to you get that sensation too, and we'll say that there was just one little spot just over where the neural implant connects with reaches back down to the part of your neck and sticks out too much, and it was touching a certain part of the cage, and that cage catches that extra charge just enough, and you feel your head go, whoa. But instead of causing problems, you see new number sequences start to come up. And
Oh god, I've overclocked myself.
he's overclocking his PC. You start to pick up more, and it starts to run, and you just get really, really overwhelmed, and you kind of go to a knee real quick, and everybody else is just like, what?
Well,
And-
that was interesting.
And with that statement, we'll cut this episode. So, if you want to find out what happens next time, stay tuned. We will have it up, Lord willing, shortly, and you guys will get to watch it. But for now, we must say goodbye to our wayward wanderers real quick, and then we'll come back and see what's to happen during this time. For now, have a great day. God bless and enjoy. Bye.
Happy
Bye.
Halloween!
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.